All right, Raider Nation, it's your homie True Raider coming to you with another video. So today we got Jimmy Garoppolo violating the NFL PED policy. And this is a big thing for us because since he violated the PED policy, what that means is that the $11 million bonus that he is about to receive this offseason is now going to be void. And this is also going to put us in a position where his total cap hit of $17 million could be completely voided out, by being able to cut him. And for this, I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo, he was never really the ideal candidate for quarterback for Raider Nation. Josh McDaniels brought him in last season just kind of thinking he was going to be a good scheme fit, that he knew his system. Josh McDaniels thinking that his system is more important than everything else. And it just really never worked out for us, man. It really showed early on that defenses were able to stack the box, because they knew that he wasn't going to be able to throw outside the numbers. So we ended up with Aiden O'Connell when Antonio Pierce took over. And Aiden O'Connell's all right. He's a pretty good quarterback, especially for a rookie being thrown into a situation that wasn't expected. But it's very clear to us that Jimmy Garoppolo is not the guy moving forward. So he was going to get cut anyway. And because he was going to get cut anyway, this is just really huge news for us. Now, being able to clear up that kind of cap space, we know that Hunter Renfrow was another person that's going to be a cap casualty coming in the next season. I don't really see them going through the effort to restructure him and try to get a little bit more out of his deal and things like that. I honestly think that Hunter Renfrow is probably just going to end up getting cut post June 1st. So if Hunter Renfrow is cut post June 1st, Jimmy Garoppolo is cut because of this PED violation without being able to hit the cap hard. We're going to free up a lot of money, guys, and being able to free up this money is going to be pretty huge, because then we can actually get some of these holes that are left on our roster filled, and we don't have a whole lot of holes right now. I really think that we have a solid team, especially our defense just really showed out last year, especially once Antonio Pierce took over. Patrick Graham was able to really get these guys going, and they really showed out those last 9 games, and we had Tyree Wilson being able to get moved to the middle. When Tyree Wilson was moved to the middle, he really started to progress and really show his strength. And Malcolm Koonce had this breakout season. He got 8 sacks. He was really starting to show out there at the end of the season. And Max Crosby, he's just got that motor, right? And so if we put another defensive tackle in between Tyree Wilson and Max Crosby, I mean, that's going to free up a lot of things, right? I mean, for one, not going to just be able to double team Max Crosby on every single play. It's going to really open up Max Crosby to where he can have one of those seasons, man, where we know Max Crosby is capable of having, right? Getting 20 plus sacks. Tyree Wilson, hopefully he really develops over this offseason, being able to have, a true training camp, because he should be all healed up from that injury that he came in with. And I'm really excited, you guys, because there's a couple of good free agent defensive tackles out there, right? We got Chris Jones from the Chiefs. We got Leonard Williams. We got, what's his name? Wilkinson from the Miami Dolphins, right? And so really, I think if we're able to bring in one of these guys in free agency, then hopefully the holes that are left, we can fill those in the draft, right? I know we're going to need to pick up either a right guard or a right tackle. Something that would be nice is to be able to move on from Andre James, let him walk this offseason, bring in a center, like a rookie center that's not going to hit the cap quite as hard, right? That way we can have that money freed up, and then really, guys, I think Antonio Pierce is going to go out and get this guy, right? I think that Jaden Daniels is going to be the guy that's worth moving up for us in this draft, right? And I know everybody loves Caleb Williams and all this stuff, but really I don't know that he is the fit for Raider Nation, I mean, not so much of like the scheme fit as much as being able to be fully bought in, right? When we have somebody that's fully bought in, Antonio Pierce really showed us what can come from that. In these last 9 games, where when players are really bought in, players that really weren't seeming to show up before, when Josh McDaniels was still the head coach. These players, once they bought in, they were really just able to show up in a way that they weren't showing up before, right? And so you bring in somebody like Jaden Daniels, right? Somebody who really believes in Antonio Pierce, has worked with him in the past. Then you have the kind of outcome like we had with Jack Jones, right? Jack Jones was not a good fit with the Patriots and the Patriot way and all that, and they ended up cutting him, right? And we are able to pick him up off waivers, and he really believed in Antonio Pierce and was able to show up. I mean, man, he had that amazing pick six against the Chargers, and then next game against Patrick Mahomes, staring him down on his way into the end zone, and just really hyped up for what this is. So I think that if we get Jaden Daniels coming in with that same kind of energy, man, I can't even think of how well that could look for Raider Nation, man. And so, I'm gonna make another video coming up soon, more breaking down my feelings about Jaden Daniels, man. But let me know what you think about this whole thing with Jimmy Garoppolo. Breaking the PED policy, and hit that like, please hit that subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.